Ja rules. This cat is special. Ja Morant wasn't going to let the Memphis Grizzlies lose and fall down 0-2 against Golden State. It was a classic, dominant, breathtaking, clutch performance. Choose your nugget of domination. 47 points, 18 in the fourth quarter. How about the fact that Ja Morant scored the Grizzlies' final 15 points of the game? It was his time to shine. And Morant, post-game, talked about how motivated he was after missing that game-winning layup in an otherwise fantastic game number one. Morant doesn't shrink. Chris Paul, James Harden, they're all-time greats. They shrink. They get spooked. Morant plays his best when it matters the most, and he takes that rare moment of failure like the end of game one as a challenge to raise his game. As Grizzlies head coach Taylor Jenkins said after the game, Ja is a force. Spirit is amazing. Leadership is infectious. Morant is built for this. He plays with such amazing speed while always being in such amazing command and control. It's rare. It's brilliant. It's historic. Ja Morant hasn't even turned 23 yet. Let that sink in. He is one of the great players and faces and personalities in the NBA. It was dreamy. And it was kind of crazy watching Morant's magic as the Warriors of all teams simultaneously couldn't make a shot. Truth be told, I thought the Warriors were going to win this game in real time last night, but Steph went 3 for 11 from 3. Poole 1 of 6 from 3. Wiggins 1 for 7. Clay 2 for 12. 7 for 38 from 3. Their worst three-point field goal percentage in the playoffs since 1991. And then down 3. Thompson with the travel. Insane. Oh, I've never seen the Warriors fail like that in a big stage all at once. But in a lot of ways, maybe the whole thing was kind of fitting because I still think the Warriors win this series. But for last night, once again, it was the Ja Morant show. And it was real and spectacular. Steve Kerr nailed it. Dillon Brooks broke the code. This was awful, dirty, pure garbage. You cannot do this. Dillon Brooks didn't play basketball. That is not basketball. It's not a hard foul. It is just grotesque. It's mindless, cowardly behavior. It's ugly. And Kerr went bonkers, and so did the rest of the Warriors. This is just awful. And I made sure to mention the act before the result because when you use words like this, whether you're a commentator like me or on the Warriors, it's about the play, not the result. The result makes it even more sickening. Gary Payton Jr. breaks his left elbow, and he's out. And it is a huge blow for the Warriors. Brutal for Payton, who has become such an excellent and willing role player and glue guy for Steve Kerr's Warriors. And not having Payton greatly impacts the Warriors. Now, I still think Golden State wins this series in 6, but others are going to have to step up. I love Kerr. His words last night. I love Kerr sticking up for his guys. And I had no issue with Draymond Green showing pure emotion and frustration, going nuts and ballistic on everyone last night. You know, injuries happen in sports, and I like tough physical basketball. But that's not part of the sports. That was a disgrace. I love the approach from Jalen Brown of the Celtics. And look, we predicted a Boston win last night on Time to Shine to even up the series against the Milwaukee Bucks. But frankly, I didn't think it was going to be that easy. Jalen Brown set the tone early and often, pumping in 25 of his team high 30 in the first half. He went 9 of 10 from the field in the first 2 quarters. Just incredible. Brown and Jason Tatum both hit on it post-game in terms of the pre-game mentality. They were fueled by the Game 1 embarrassment, hell-bent that it would never happen again. Boston had that classic Chris Ball movement without the ball. They hit shots. It was beautiful to watch, and so was the defense. Now, last night, that was vintage Boston Celtics defense. Grant Williams was terrific. Forget Giannis' stat line at the end. Giannis Antetokounmpo was a total non-factor. We're talking about Giannis here in the first half against the Celtics, and that was all about the defense. Ime Udoka's team had it going on, and you shouldn't be surprised. This is going to be a terrific, terrific series. Last night was a must-win for Boston. Couldn't go to Milwaukee down 0-2. Now, game on, series on, and I'm staying, as I told you yesterday, with Celtics in 7. Champions League action today on CBS with Man City taking on Real Madrid. Real managed to score twice in the final moments of regulation to stay alive. And then, in the first period of extra time, who else but my guy, Karim Benzema, converted a penalty to give Real Madrid the lead in extra time against all odds. Wow. Real advances to their first Champions League final since 2018. We have a whiteboard, and we're going to use it after an epic night in sports on Tuesday night. And let's start with a thriller in the NHL. The Rangers-Penguins game last night was, oh, that was awesome. That was pulsating. I mean, we're talking about edge of your seats. We're talking about a 3 overtime special. We're talking about Pittsburgh stealing game 1 in triple overtime. Sean McDonough was calling the game on ESPN. Remember, he did the Syracuse-UConn 6 overtime game in the Big East tournament, what feels like a lifetime ago. Malkin with the game winner. I mean, it's crazy to think that Igor, it goes down as a loss. 79 saves. He was standing on his head last night. Rangers had a lead. They blew it. The offense went ice cold. And, I mean, how about this? Are you kidding me? You saw the third string goalie. Third string, Sweet Lou for the Penguins last night, standing on the old head. This is one of the most pulsating postseason games I've seen. You consider, obviously, the Rangers at home having a lead, 2 classic franchises. This was everything you love about the NHL postseason. Pulsating. Unless you're a Ranger fan, and I know many of them who are completely depressed today. To Major League Baseball, where my New York Yankees are dreamy. That's right. I mean, the Yankees can't lose if they tried. 11 straight. Are you kidding me? All rise. Home run. Aaron Judge. He's fired up, and why not? And this was the moment of the night. Blue Jays fan gives, look at that, the ball to a Yankee fan, a kid. Every time I see that, I get chills up and down my spine. I also get excited when I see Giancarlo Stanton go yard. I mean, look at these rankings for the Yankees. What's different about the Yankees? I don't know. Everything. They addressed the offense. They addressed the defense in the offseason. They did a great job in terms of making sure the pitching was right. Severino being healthy. That's a big deal. Look, do I think this is going to last? I do. Now, I think Toronto is still the best team in the American League on paper. I think that'll play out, but we talked about this before the season started. We expected the Yankees with a full season of Rizzo, with Donaldson, the way he plays at third base and what he demands in that clubhouse on a day-in, day-out basis. And then you factor in Connor Falefa at shortstop. They're better on defense. Judge is playing like a superstar. Bullpen has been incredible. I even have to give Aaron Boone credit. Listen, this should be able to stick all year. I'm not screaming World Series. I'm not there yet. Blue Jays, hey, winning in Toronto against that juggernaut lineup. The pitching for Toronto was excellent in the first 6-7 innings. Rene was fantastic. So, the fact that Taillon was able to match him, that was a huge deal. This whole thing feels like a dream. Last year, Yankees were unwatchable. They made my blood boil, my simple pleasure. And I've been doing this for 1,400 episodes. Due time to shine. Go home and watch Yankees baseball. Last year, that was a nightmare. This year, it's absolutely positively dreamy. Out west, Dodgers, Giants rivalry is, I'll tell you exactly what this is. It's spicy. It always lives up. I mean, we're talking about high drama, edge of your seat baseball. Do you realize that In 14 of the Dodgers-Giants' last 25 meetings, the ball game has been decided, including last night, by 2 runs or less. What a stat unearthed by our guy Isaiah, who has been doing research for Time to Shine for 1,400 episodes. Big win last night for the Dodgers. Urias was outstanding, and this rivalry always lives up. The games are great. Last year was a great chapter when you consider, obviously, the 107 wins for the Giants. No one took them seriously, at least I didn't. The Dodgers win 106 and finish in second. It's spicy. Even go back to the New York days for a lot of people with the Giants and the Dodgers. The fans hate each other. The players hate each other. I love the spice and sizzle for Dodgers and Giants. You know who knows all about that rivalry? Madison Bumgarner. How about this from baseball this afternoon? As Diamondbacks pitcher Madison Bumgarner thrown out of the game after an odd, weird, tense exchange with an umpire between innings during a substance check. Now, we will show you the video shortly, but Bumgarner getting tossed was disgraceful. Absolutely, positively disgraceful. The video here is everything wrong with umpires or officials in any sport. I want you to take a look at Bumgarner on the, watch the umpire. Doesn't even look at the hand as he's inspecting the hand. And Bumgarner let him know that he's an absolute fraud. So you got all the paying customers who apparently came to see the umpire today. That umpire, if it wasn't for this damn union, he should be removed of his job. Angel Hernandez should be removed from his job. That was a disgrace. I mean, even the act of checking these pitchers, you know I don't like it. You know, if there's a reason to check them, that's one thing. Just don't do it on an arbitrary basis. Madison Bumgarner is one of the most tough clutch pitchers in baseball in the last 30 years. That was an absolute disgrace.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell for more videos.